Hello, I was going to make a video about my honest take on Ironheart, but I find Critical Drinker making a video. So let's see if he lies more or less than our friend Kaida.
I told you so's don't get much bigger than this. Ironheart has finally been inflicted on the world after gathering dust in the Marvel vault for the better part of 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Between filming, editing, VFX, the actor strike that shut down all of Hollywood, reshoots, and then releasing it whenever Marvel felt it was the right time. People complain when shows feel rushed. Then they complain when a show actually takes its time. You really can't please these people.
And by golly, I can see why they tried so hard to bury this thing. Having suffered through the first 3 episodes now, I can confidently say that this is by far the worst thing Marvel have ever produced in nearly 20 years of MCU history.
If we go by the worst Marvel has done in the last 20 years, financially speaking, it would be the Marvels. And if we go by general opinion, it would be Secret Invasion. Interestingly, Samuel Jackson was in both. Meh, coincidences.
And damn man, that's up against some pretty stiff competition by this point. A cringe-inducing calamity of a show drenched in identity politics that have aged worse than Mickey Rourke's face. Weighed down by hammy acting and nonsensical dialogue, a protagonist who's willing to lie, cheat and steal just to repeat something that's already been done decades ago, a moral compass that changes depending on who it's applied to, and characters so obnoxiously cliched and stereotypical that they feel like a parody of corporate social justice programs.
Isn't it fascinating how we string words together, pretending they mean something? Ah, the magic of human innocence.
In short, Ironheart is a creative, logical, and probably financial disaster, and the worst possible thing that could happen to Marvel in a year when it's already staring down the barrel of 3 high-profile flops. Let's get this over with quick, because I don't want to waste any more time on this trash than I absolutely have to. So the show picks up with nobody's favourite character, Riri Williams.
To be honest, I find the MCU version way more charming than the comic one.
A grad student at MIT who's been busted helping other students cheat on their exams for money. Riri's angry because she wants more resources to make Iron Man tech available to everyone and become even more famous than Tony Stark, who apparently only succeeded because he was a billionaire.
Due to possible copyright issues with Disney, I'll just include the audio of Riri describing her goals.
I'm here because I can be the greatest inventor of my generation. Which doesn't mean much without the resources to bring my ideas to life. After my internship abroad, I realized I'm gonna need the equivalent of a whole vibranium mountain to be great. I need cash. Money. Do you think Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? No shade. That's just the way the world works. And the AI from my prototype already costs millions of dollars, which clearly I don't have. So yeah, my means of fundraising have been a little experimental. But without real money, I gotta get creative. My method goes beyond rules and red tape. I want to continue Mr. Stark's legacy and revolutionize safety. My suits would shorten the response time of first responders, firefighters, search and rescue teams, etc. Working on this level of innovation does not come without risks.
What the fuck? You've already been given a free scholarship at the most prestigious university in the entire country and 4 years of funding to construct your very own Iron Man suit, and that's still not enough for you? Do you realize how many people would literally kill to be in your position right now? Do you realize how fucking ridiculously arrogant and entitled this makes you look? Also, I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but there's a very obvious reason why Iron Man suits aren't widely available in this world, and if you stop to think about it for just a second, I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out too.
Yeah, after hearing what Riri actually wants to do, every argument he made just collapses. And seriously? You're using a scene of Tony Stark blowing up terrorists to argue that giving people armor is a bad idea? I don't know, maybe try using Whiplash in Iron Man 2, or that time the Iron Patriot suit got hijacked in Iron Man 3. Just a thought. And let's be honest, even if Riri builds armor, I really doubt she's going to throw in ballistic missiles.
Anyway, when Riri rightfully gets expelled for causing massive property damage and subverting the school exam system, she does the logical thing and steals the Iron Man suit that she already built with university funding and takes it for herself.
Oh right, because clearly not a single cent of the money she made went into building that suit? None. Zero. Nada. All university funded, right?
Son of a bitch! You know, for a show that's all about challenging racial stereotypes, you're really not sending out the message you think you are with this one. Anyway, back home in Chicago, she clones her own brain to make an AI for the suit, which I guess is something you can just do now, and it somehow morphs into her dead friend Natalie, who got killed in a drive-by shooting years earlier.
Totally funny how he skips the entire episode and jumps straight to the final scene where Riri uses her own brainwaves to build an AI. I guess that's just how he watches the things he reviews, fast forward and complain anyway.
And how exactly can I describe Natalie? Well, imagine Jarvis, but now he's an insufferable twat with the personality of an abrasive teenage girl from the hood who constantly fucks things up for the main character.
Oh, let me get this straight. The girl who exists as a memory in Riri's mind and becomes an AI. You call her, and I quote, an insufferable stupid abrasive teenage girl from the hood? Right. Because heaven forbid a black girl from Chicago has a personality. Also, your claim that she constantly fucks things up is laughable. It happens exactly once, and she fixes it herself. So what's your excuse? Did you just forget to watch the show, or are you allergic to facts? If you want specifics on what she actually did, fine, here they are. The plan was for Riri to fly into a tunnel used for car transport and plug in a USB that would upload a virus into the system. That was the job. But mid-mission, Natalie video called her, causing Riri to crash and lose the USB. So Natalie came up with another way to get the job done without it, and they pulled it off. That's what happened. Watch the episode. That's literally my source.
I just can't, man. Fuck. Anyway, Riri's trying to scrape together enough money to repair her suit. Life is hard when you actually have to work and pay for stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, she did have a job, albeit a shady one, selling her projects for others to use. But hey, she was still making money.
When she's approached by a guy named Parker, who offers the chance to join his ethnically and sexually diverse criminal gang, including this, unique individual. What even is this show, man?
Let's not forget, a grown 42-year-old man laughing at a drag queen like it's peak comedy. Truly, humanity has reached its golden age.
In return for using her Iron Man suit to help them steal from people, she'll get all the money and resources she needs. And because stealing and breaking the law is only bad if other people do it, Riri immediately accepts his offer. Like, you realize you could just take this kind of technology to any major tech firm in the country and they'd give you so much cash you could swim in it, right? Or how about Wakanda? They seem like they'd be more than happy to have someone of your talents on boards.
Let's not pretend Riri's just being short-sighted here. The last time she built something, a vibranium detector for a class project, it was seized by the US government, used without her consent, and directly triggered a geopolitical conflict between Wakanda and Talokan. That class project got Queen Ramonda killed. So yeah, if I were her, I wouldn't be running to tech corporations or Wakanda asking for a job either. She already saw what happens when powerful nations get involved with her inventions. Keeping things low to the ground isn't cowardice, it's survival.
On boards. But nah, it's better to throw your hand in with a bunch of retarded criminals you've never even met before.
You're 42, critical drinker, reviewing a Marvel show like it personally wronged you. And that's the vocabulary you bring to the table? Maybe open a dictionary instead of a bottle for once.
Led by a man so obviously shady he's literally wearing a villain's pantomime cape, on the vague promise of financial rewards later. What, are you retarded? Oh yeah, and she also hooks up with a black market arms dealer who for some reason is a total pussy that immediately caves into her demands, gives her everything she wants, and acts like a complete simp for the rest of the show.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not sure how Disney's copyright policy works. So here's just the audio of the scene where the so-called total pussy immediately caves to her demands.
I'll make this easy for both of us. If you don't work with me here, the FBI gets a call from a concerned neighbor, and you rot in federal prison.
Look at me. There's no way I can survive prison. Have you seen Orange is the New Black? They'll eat me alive.
Listen, Joe, if that's your name...
It is my real name, I swear.
Just hand everything over. And then you can get back to making your persimmon jam.
Okay. But I don't keep this stuff in the house.
And about him being a simp? If you actually watched the show, which, let's be honest, you didn't, in the very next episode, he takes her own advice about being assertive and blackmails her right back, help him with his project, or he's telling her mom how they met. That doesn't sound like a simp, critical stinker. That sounds like someone who listened and played her at her own game.
Hey, Joe, I get that you're having a whole moment, but today is not really a good day for me, so rain check?
No.
Excuse me?
I said no. You're going to help me as much as I need, or I'm going to tell your mom how we really know each other.
Give me the blueprints.
So take a gander at these, and I will see you at my place tomorrow. Is 6 good? I'm sorry, what am I saying? 6 is good.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh my goodness, what are the chances that the one and only white guy in this show would turn out to be a completely submissive pussy? This stuff just writes itself, doesn't it? Anyway, they complete their first heist together, but Riri starts to get suspicious of Parker and begins to question the mysterious hood he's always wearing, which triggers a chain reaction of mistrust, revelations, and revenge that threatens to tear the gang apart. But will Riri be able to stop Parker and free him from the control of the hood, or will his dark powers destroy all of them? The answer, of course, is who the fuck cares?
Those of us who actually watch the show, yeah, we exist. I know you probably pulled all your research from Google headlines, and maybe a Discord rant or two, and sure, that's enough for you. But don't project your laziness onto the rest of us.
Watching the first 3 episodes of this absolute dross was like some weird exercise in self-flagellation. It truly is something unique in the MCU, combining the worst aspects of everything we've come to hate about this franchise. The pandering and heavy-handed racial politics of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the trite and predictable girl-bossing of the Marvels and Wakanda Forever, the moral flexibility of Black Widow where doing horrible things is just fine if you happen to tick the right diversity boxes, and the cringe-inducing attempts at humour of, well, everything they've done since Endgame, really. This thing makes Robin in the Hood look like a masterpiece of urban fantasy.
Watching 3 episodes of Ironheart felt like self-flagellation. You mean, watching a show you already decided to hate? That's not self-flagellation. That's just called confirmation bias. You lump together the worst aspects of Marvel as if racial politics, moral nuance, and female leads are bugs and not features. Let's break that nonsense down. You compare Ironheart to Falcon and the Winter Soldier for daring to talk about race in America. A show where Sam Wilson has to literally justify being Captain America as a black man in a broken system. If that's pandering to you, I'd hate to hear how you describe real history. Also, you call him in Brave New Worlds, Captain Black Man. So, yeah, you are part of the people who would be against him in the MCU. You compare it to the Marvels and Wakanda Forever because what? There are women. Brown women? Is that the girl bossing that keeps you up at night? Apart from that, didn't the movie you made has a girl boss in it? What with that? Moral flexibility in Black Widow? You mean like Tony Stark, who made billions selling weapons in war, created Ultron, caused civil war, and still died a hero? Or Bucky Barnes, who was brainwashed into assassinating dozens, including JFK, and still got a pardon, therapy, and a condo in Brooklyn? Or Loki, who invaded Earth, killed civilians, and now he's literally the god of stories, holding the entire multiverse together with glowing fanboy approval? You just call it a problem when a woman does it. And the humor? Sorry if not every joke is tailored to 40-year-old men bitter about inclusion, so let me sum this up. You don't hate Ironheart because it's poorly written, you didn't even watch it properly. You hate it because it's not made for you, and that scares you. Grow up.
Parker's gang is the most laughable collection of hapless retards
Seriously, stop the drinking and start embracing the reading.
I've seen assembled on screen since Zack Snyder last made a movie. Riri has all the charm and likability of Rachel Zegler, only without the singing ability. The show even makes a point of her not wanting to diss Tony Stark, implying that she actually could and should verbally destroy him, but chooses not to in her magnanimous wisdom.
What are you even saying? Seriously? You mean the show acknowledges that Riri respects Tony Stark, her literal role model, and doesn't trash him, and somehow that's a problem too? This is where we are now. You're inventing offense and things that don't happen. She doesn't insult him. She doesn't verbally destroy him. She admires him. That's not magnanimous wisdom, that's called respect. But I guess when a young black girl doesn't insult a rich white man, it still bothers you somehow.
And fuck me, I don't know what kind of humiliation ritual Hollywood's putting Alden Ehrenreich through after Solo, but it can't possibly be worth it to appear in trash like this. His character is eventually revealed to be the son of Obadiah Stane from the first Iron Man, because of course he is, but he doesn't want to follow in his dad's footsteps, which is why he's become a black market arms dealer.
How about we actually listen to his explanation for why he's doing all this?
Why do you need all this?
I know it's unconventional, I guess. The bunker makes me feel close to my dad. He was an engineer, constantly going on about how tech is the future, and I always believed that to an extent, except the future isn't piling on layers of clunky metal and wrapping ourselves in wire.
Do I detect some shade?
I just mean that technology is meant to advance humanity.
Bionics is about so much more than weaponry and defense. You can actually help people. Organ replacements, prosthetic implants. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
No, that sounds sus.
Dad died trying to kill Tony Stark. And I've spent my whole life trying to be nothing like him. He went full supervillain. A suit a lot like yours. And then you come knocking on my door with that same iron energy. It's a non-starter, Riri. It cannot be a party to whatever you're up to.
Wait, what? Also, you can absolutely tell this show was commissioned during a very different time in American culture, from the murals of dead community members, to the Black Lives Matter posters, to the constant reminders that things are just so much harder for people like Riri because of how she was born. It's actually kinda crazy now to think that stuff like this was once shockingly close to becoming the norm in cinema. But that was then, and this is now, and the cultural zeitgeist has well and truly moved on, leaving behind shows like Ironheart as dated relics of a time most people would rather forget.
A different era? Black Lives Matter has been around since 2013. Murals honoring fallen community members have existed forever. And the fact that life is harder for people of color? That's not new. It's reality, not some temporary trend. So what exactly are you trying to say here? Just desperately stretching a weak video to hit that monetization mark.
If there's anyone from Marvel who happens to be watching this video and you're wondering why all your new projects are failing and your franchise is falling apart, well, the answer is right here in front of you. It's because of shit like Ironheart. Preachy, unimaginative, derivative, low-effort crap, recycling ideas that have already been done far better, only with a DEI paint job slathered all over it. It's the very worst of everything audiences dislike about your brand now, and it's the reason you're probably gonna have 3 failed movies in a row this year. I don't know what it would have cost to shit-can Ironheart forever, but trust me, it absolutely would have been worth it.
Critical drinker, you didn't watch the show. Not even a summary. You're not just useless, you are the very definition of dribble. Soulless, pointless videos churned out with the sole intent to deceive your audience, desperate to make ends meet. How does it feel? How does it feel knowing this is your life? That the only thing you've done in this world is lie to a camera, because you lack any real judgment, and have fed an ignorant crowd you yourself created? Sinners was the best movie of the year. You could have had millions of views if you'd made a video on your main channel, but no. You're a coward who knows that if you praised a movie with people of color, your audience would rise up and tear your throat out for betraying them. You are a prisoner of your own mediocrity, and you'll never move beyond it. But don't worry, maybe someday, maybe when you're 45, you'll realize how much of your life you've wasted. Personally, I love this show. It's the best thing Marvel's done in years. I truly hope Riri becomes a recurring character, because honestly, this reminded me of that moment when Luke Cage first dropped. Come on, people, this is what it's all about. This was breaking the cycle. And if you're still here, whether you agree with me or not, I invite you, watch the show. Don't take my word. Don't take theirs. Decide for yourself. And I'll see you at the next link we'll break.